Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your bonus reading for the month of May. And we're just going to jump right in here, Leo. You have this first quarter moon in Virgo. It says, assess the situation. You have the Seven of Cups, the Sun, and the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like there's something that you feel will make you happy, obviously, with the Sun, which is your card, and puts you in a position of power and strength. But, there could be some fears. You have two sevens, and, it's not accurate tarot, but it's Chris's crappy tarot. And what I would say is that, to me, two sevens in a row can represent internal fears that don't exist. So it's like you're trying to create something, or I feel like you're trying to create a new beginning, or it's almost like there's a certain, like a perfect storm. Something needs to add up here. And, so what the hell am I talking about, right? Well, it's like maybe like a certain set of things needs to happen in your business for it to be like successful. It's almost like you're trying to get all your ducks in a row here is what I'm seeing. Or it's like you're trying to, it's almost like you're trying to get the circumstances to be correct, or I don't really know what I'm trying to say here, but it's interesting. You have this preparation card here, and it's like you've been doing a lot of preparation, and you're just hoping that the outcome is going to be positive, which I feel like it is. You might be saying, Chris, you have the Tower here, but this last row represents the good stuff, so that's going to be good no matter what. But what I will say is it's like you're trying to, I was getting something here on the Seven of Cups of like trying to get everything in order, like trying to get all your ducks in a row, like I said, or trying to, organize something so that it can be more successful. It's like giving me that type of vibe. And even though the Seven of Cups can represent being spoiled for choice, I kind of get that feeling here with the Seven of Cups. You go from the Seven of Cups down to the Five of Swords. Five of Swords can be like a separation. Some of you I do feel left out in the cold. I feel like if this is you, this is something that has already happened, this right here, this row. But it's like, I kind of get the feeling of like thinking, oh, I'll never have love, or, I'll never be able to find a person. It's kind of giving me those vibes where maybe you've been single for too long, or, maybe you've gone longer than you normally go single. And so you're starting to wonder, like, am I going to come out of the cold? Definitely a question popping into my head. But again, I feel like that Seven of Cups is saying you actually have more options than you realize. You have the Sun here. So I do feel there's like a lot of success and happiness coming in for you. One of your next cards, it's this Crown card, and it says success and pride on it. So I feel like you could be literally getting some sort of crown. You have this official person card. It's kind of giving me the feelings of, this third row, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, the third one, where you have this official person card, Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Five of Swords. It's like getting some sort of achievement, but feeling empty on the inside. And, again, I feel some of you, it's like something is missing here, and I'm trying to put my finger on it, and I can't yet. Obviously, we're going to clarify the reading and see what's missing, but it's almost like something is missing. It's not even popping into my head as bad. It's like, you could be having a work achievement, but maybe you feel lonely at home, or, it kind of gives me those vibes. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you are at home and you're with a person, but you feel like something, like you want to have some sort of accomplishment. I always say that, accomplishment, happiness is a result of achievement, basically accomplishment. So it's like something is missing here. I don't know. I'm going to keep going before I keep rambling. You have the Seven of Pentacles, which is like a change in direction. So something needs to change. We already know this. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's looking at those seven pentacles and he's like, is it worth it for me to keep working on these pentacles, or is there something else that I could be doing? But it's almost like you're fearing letting go of something here to that Five of Pentacles. And I'm not even suggesting you're letting go of a person. Like, you could have a person, and I'm not suggesting that's what you should let go of. I think it's more like work related. Like maybe you're fearing, maybe you have been doing something for 20 years and you're like fearing moving on to something else and letting it go. Or maybe you're fearing, upgrading technology in your business or something like that. I don't know. Let's look. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Four of Cups. I think this is what you want. I actually really like this Four of Cups. This is from the White Sage Tarot. And you can see that those three cups are pouring into that one cup there. And it kind of represents the fact that, your emotions could be overflowing. There could be a lot of happiness coming in for you. Normally the Four Cups is a card of kind of contemplation and apathy, but in this one you can see that it's actually leading to fulfillment. Those three cups pouring into that one cup. So I kind of feel like there is a much more there's like a much better opportunity here. There's something about self-examination going on here as well, but I don't know. We're going to have to look into that. With the sun, you have the devil. The devil can represent toxic traits and, toxic things in your life. I feel that pretty much all of us need to kind of look at things that could be toxic in our lives and try to cut it out, whatever it is. People, places, or things, doesn't matter. But, again, there's something here about self-examination. Again, the word popped into my head where it's like, maybe you're wondering, I get on that third row. It's like you could be wondering, like, I have all this money, or I'm making all this money in my career, but I'm not happy, or I have this person, but I'm not happy, or whatever. It's like you're looking at it here, but I almost feel like this is a good thing, obviously. I feel like you're looking at it so you can change it. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant. You also have the Judgment and the Justice card kind of like popping out there. I don't normally take pop-outs, but that's pretty interesting. So it's like you're waking up to something. When I have a reading where I have the Judgment card and the Tower, to me that is the most powerful combination in the tarot. It is a major wake-up call. It's like having some sort of light bulb moment. So I kind of feel like but I really intuitively, I feel like you're looking for a light bulb moment at this time. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this Wolf card. It says cunning and stealth. You also have this crown. It says success and pride on it. So I feel like there is a lot of, clearly there's like some sort of success coming in for you this week. Not just this week, but maybe this month. And, again, I feel like that stealth card is saying that it could be like something that is happening in the background. So it might not be something that like everybody sees, in the world, may not be something that gets you a lot of recognition. Although I feel like you're working towards that. I do feel like you're working on a lot of kind of behind the scenes changes in your life, which we also see with the Death card here. You have the Death card, the Magician, and the Seven of Wands. This would be a pretty big change. Major transformation. You have the Judgment card. The Magician, he has this snake wrapped around his waist here, which represents the Ouroboros, represents reinvention. So a lot of you could be like reinventing yourselves, changing your story, or something along those lines. But he is pointing down towards the Five of Swords. So, clearly there might be some things that you have to cut out of your life. Devil right here. It could be one of those weeks with the Sun, even though the Sun is a very good card, and it definitely, is the best card in the tarot, makes the whole reading more positive. It could be that the Sun is shining a light on things that need to be removed from your life. It can kind of bring awareness to things that are holding us back, and you could be looking to, cut those things out with the Five of Swords there. You have the Seven of Wands as well. The Seven of Wands says, like, don't hold on too tightly to things that can hurt you, or don't hold on too tightly to things that are, holding you back. Even when we go this way, you go Three of Swords to the Tower going this way. Even though the Tower is showing up in the good stuff, going to the Three of Swords there in the Tower, it could say that you're holding on to something that just no longer serves you. The Tower is falling because those people inside the tower, they've built those walls up around them, and they're basically ignoring reality, and they're being brought back down to reality. So for a lot of you, it's like the Seven of Wands could say that maybe you've been holding on to some sort of reality for too long, or something that isn't real, like a fantasy in a relationship, or, it could be a business or whatever, and that Tower could say that you're kind of like seeing reality. I don't know if I talked about the Death card, but again, Death can represent a transformation. This whole entire row kind of represents a transformation. Even when we go this way, it's like a transformation. You have the Temperance card. Are you kidding? Major transformation. So for a lot of you, it's like you're trying to turn something around here. Really, I kind of have the feeling that we could see like the Ace of Cups come up in this reading, for example. This to me looks like you are looking for fulfillment. It's like you got something, or you have something that you thought you wanted, and it's like you have it, but you don't feel different. And I don't know, such a weird reading, Leo. It's like, it's not good or bad. It's just like, it is what it is, right? Yeah, with the Death card, you have the Four of Wands. Could be marriage coming in for you. For some of you, it's almost like you are seeing how something was just a fantasy in the first place, It's like, and you could be finding the real thing. So I actually feel like this is going in a good direction. I almost have this shimmery, illusion in my head. It's like you look at a road on a hot day, you see the heat waves, basically coming off of the road. It's almost as if this part of the reading is saying to me that, I feel for some of you, maybe you were interested in a person, it didn't work out, but I feel like they were just a mirage. It was just an illusion. This is like something from the past. It's interesting as well that this could be from like the last 2 years is what I'm getting, is that maybe you haven't even talked to this person in 2 years, but it's like you could still be, you could be thinking about something from the past, but it's almost like this reading is saying now the real thing is coming in for you. I don't know. I kind of like where this is going. With the Magician, you have the Hermit. The Hermit, definitely you've been through a lot. It's kind of interesting to me that the Hermit comes up a lot in these readings nowadays. I think we've all been through some learning lessons, and now we're just kind of like coming out on top. We're coming out, knowing the changes we need to make. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Star here. The Star is a card of hope, faith, and renewal. So something is definitely giving you hope this week. And again, it could be seeing, it's almost like you are patting yourself on the back as well. It's like if you look at a past person, you're like, oh, this person, it was just all an illusion. And it's like, now I know what to look for. It's kind of like there's a sense of maturity here. I hope this is making sense. Probably the weirdest reading I've done for you in a while, Leo, right? Next, in the area of the critical information you need to hear right now, you have this main male, and you also have this official person coming in here. I kind of feel like that main male is just you. Doesn't matter what gender you are, by the way. I just feel that the main male is saying, basically the main person in this reading. I feel like you could be attracting an official person into your life as well. And it's someone who's probably recently had a Tower moment, I would say, just looking right here. You have the Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and the Five of Swords. I feel like you're attracting a person who has also been left out in the cold. It's almost like you're attracting this person. It's like there's two people here. It's like this is you, this is them. And so I feel like you could be attracting a person who has been left out in the cold or who has experienced a left out in the cold type of situation. I'm not so sure how I feel about this because with the Three of Swords and the Five of Swords here, it's almost like maybe both of you are kind of healing from past situations. So definitely something to think about here. I also feel, again, not going to sugarcoat it. If this is not love, I feel like some of you have recently experienced like a little bit of a shakeup. It's not even that big of a deal, which is, it's like how it's popping into my head. It's like not that big of a deal, but maybe something has recently kind of shaken you up. Like it's popping into my head as money. Maybe you owed like the government money or something like that. I feel like maybe it wasn't all that much money, but it kind of shook you up at the same time, or it kind of got you to like, tighten your finances a little bit. I feel like it's really important that you kind of like, for whatever reason, it's popping into my head that I feel like you need to do something to create more abundance. And I'm not even talking about necessarily money. I always tell people if you need money, you have to go create abundance, but it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be money. You could go tell people that you could go into public and give people compliments, right? That's a great way to create more abundance. You can pretend that you're spending money. Go to the store and pretend like, oh, I can buy that, but I can buy that. Start brainwashing yourself into, abundance, basically. There's like a million things that you can do. You can create a YouTube video sharing your story, right? You're creating abundance. So I kind of feel that here on the Three of Swords, that a quick way to get out of this like tight feeling, if you are feeling what I just described, would be to, kind of share your story or do something nice for other people or something like that. Again, I feel like it'll just kind of open the floodgates of abundance a little bit more. You have the Five of Swords, definitely some sort of separation here. You've been getting this for like a while. It's kind of interesting. It's like one of those things. If this is not a person who is leaving your life, it doesn't even have to be love. It could be in business as well. I kind of feel like this could be a loss just in general. Like you could have lost a person literally as in death. I don't predict death. I think it's against tarot ethics in the first place to, predict death or anything like that. But I'm wondering if you experienced like that type of loss, like lost a person who, mattered a lot to you, like a family member or something like that recently, maybe over the past like 2 years or so. And, why is it coming up though? It's been coming up for a while. We need to look into this. But with the Five of Pentacles, you have the Tower. What do you know? Tower right here. You're the second person to get the Tower twice, which is pretty interesting. I would keep an eye on your finances. We definitely could see like more banks collapse. We will see more banks collapse and, more financial collapses and things like that. I wouldn't worry about it. There's nothing we can do about it. I would just keep a close eye on your finances. I've been telling people for years that, I wouldn't be like a paranoid prepper or anything like that, but I would definitely, it's like gain some sort of skill that could make you more valuable or during these times. There's plenty of things that people will always need even during a collapse, right? Can you learn a skill around that? That's what I would do something about that. I would just save a little bit of money, right? And things like that. But I don't know. It just doesn't surprise me. Everybody gets a tower. And, I talk about this all the time. It's kind of boring, but it is what it is, right? With the Three of Swords, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you've learned to be, like, very independent here. It's like you've had to learn how to be independent. And you've had to learn how to, like, take care of yourself. I also feel like there are some things that you're learning about your environment. It's like, I feel that the lessons you've learned, it's like maybe, it's like you can change your environment in the sense that you can change the things around you. You can get nicer things in your life. You can buy expensive stuff and, all this other stuff, but it doesn't really change. Remember I was talking about this empty feeling, which I'm still trying to get to the bottom of. We might pull an extra row here to figure out what's going on, Leo, like more intuitively, but it's like there's something that just feels like it's missing. I have a feeling that it's achievement, some sort of achievement. And I feel like if you could go do something hard right now, it would act, and I'm not talking about like, some sort of super challenge, right? But it's like maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, or maybe you want to write a book. It's like even just doing something like writing the first page could be the achievement that you need. I feel it will lead to a lot of fulfillment. It's like you're seeking this feeling of fulfillment is really what I get. Again, with the Tower twice here, like I said, I feel like you could be attracting a person who has also been through like a Tower moment. And with the Five of Swords, you have the Empress. See, it's like there's abundance coming in for you here. And, 2 cards of glow, by the way. You have, 3 technically, but the Star, the Hermit has a star traditionally in his lantern. The Empress can represent like a glow up type of energy, and it definitely represents fulfillment as well. So like I said, you're kind of like on this journey of looking for fulfillment. At the end here, you have this Netcaster. It says preparations come to fruition. This is coming up in the good stuff. I like this. I feel that for some of you, whatever you've been preparing for, it's like the birth of something. It's happening. So, especially with that Empress, I feel this is the birthing period of your life where you could be birthing a new life. There's definitely like this, it's like this, it's like a very tight energy. I wish I could like describe what I feel here, but it's like there's some changes you want to make, and it's like maybe you're like just making the changes. Like, just to give you an example, let's say you want to move somewhere. It's like I feel like you are like just able to make the move. Maybe you have just enough money, right, to kind of make this happen. I don't know why this is so important, but it's popping into my head, so I have to say it, Leo. But it's like if you have just enough, I feel like actually the universe is kind of like saying, oh, well, like they're doing it. So it's almost like the universe is going to rise to meet the occasion. I feel like this is a good thing, right? I always tell people, like, years ago I moved to Seattle with my brother, and we could like just kind of afford it, like barely. And but like the second we moved to Seattle, I started making more money, no joke, and my brother started making more money as well. So it's kind of like I feel sometimes we have to do, like, if I didn't do it, I probably would have just been stuck where I was. Because, I had to kind of like take that leap. And I feel that for you here, where it's like you could be taking some sort of leap. These people are jumping out of the tower, but it's going to lead to more success. Again, you have the Tower, the Three of Pentacles, and you have the Temperance card. This is obviously showing up in the good stuff. So, for some of you, I feel this could be a move. There's something here to do with your environment, just in general. You could also be healing from a Tower moment because we have the Star here. The Star comes up after the Tower. But going this way, it's almost like there's something here about like you're moving, or even if you're not moving, you could just be creating a much better environment around you. This could have to do with like the people like in your business or in your career around you as well. You have the Three of Pentacles. There's something here about teamwork. So I feel like you could be attracting, just better people to work with in work and career. I also feel you could be getting some like much deserved recognition with that Three of Pentacles. It's like a pat on the back, it's there's something here, especially in work or career, where you feel, I have this feeling of like blessings, or, I have this feeling of feeling blessed, actually. You have the Temperance card. Again, Temperance is a major transformation. It's also a card of alchemy as well, turning one thing into another. It's almost like something that you thought was going to be a good achievement. Again, the tower, the crown, is falling off the top of the tower. We see a crown here. This is the path to glory right here on the Temperance card, this crown could represent, I kind of feel like it represents a new achievement. Like I said, that could represent a much bigger fulfillment, an achievement that leads to actual fulfillment in your life, where you actually feel fulfilled, not something where it's like you get something and then you just feel empty. I don't know. I hope this reading is making sense. It's a wild reading. With the Tower, you have the Six of Swords. Definitely improvements coming in for you, moving on to calmer shores. So after a rocky period of time, things are kind of like stabilizing, or things are maybe evening out in your life here is what I feel. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're increasing your finances in some way, or you are getting more disciplined with your finances. I also feel like some of you are kind of, especially for those of you that have a business, it's almost like you're doing things that involve other people here. Could be working together with other people or like teamwork, and it's going to be increasing your abundance. With the Temperance card, you have the Ten of Swords. Again, there's definitely been some sort of ending in your life. It is showing up in the good stuff. So, this to me kind of says that this difficult period of time in your life is over and you're getting to like a much better period of time is what I would say. So, let's see what is going on for you here, Leo. You have this May card, and you also have this horse. It says short journey on it. So in this month of May, you could be going on a short journey. For some of you, I feel like you're wondering if you should, like it's an option to go on a short journey. And I feel like this is obviously encouraging you to go on the short journey, like whatever it is, whether it's a vacation. Although I kind of feel like it's business travel, and maybe you've been like, I don't know if I want to do this. And I feel like you should. You have this back card that says, take care, enemies are working against you. I don't really feel there are enemies. I just think that I think the type of enemies you have, just based off your astrology as well, Leo, would be people who want to kind of glom off of your success. People who want to grift off the things that you do. So I would definitely be careful here with this energy. Especially if you have people who are like trying to get up in your business or whatever. You have this fair woman card. It says dealings with or relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. And you have this mule. It says someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. So I don't feel this necessarily has to be a woman either. I just feel it could be a person who is kind of like stuck in their ways, or who isn't willing to change. I do feel like a change in relationships here. I'm talking about outside of love, especially with the Tower twice. There's like some sort of changing of the guard going on in this reading. I can't get away from the crown falling off of this Tower here. Again, even though that Tower is showing up in the good stuff, and even though I feel like you could be healing from a Tower moment, I kind of feel like it's like, it's like sometimes we get into a relationship and it's like the mask comes off. It's like at a certain point, we see who a person really is, right? And I kind of feel that I feel like you've already had one of those moments, right? Where, if you're dealing with it doesn't even have to be love. It could be work or business or a parent or someone else, where it's like the mask has come off. I feel like you're seeing a situation for what it is. And it's like, now it's the decision time, right? You have this needle and thread. It says, a sincere wish will be granted. Remember, we were talking all about, we were talking all about kind of finding fulfillment, and I feel like this is part of the wish. And you even have this success card as well. So as weird as this reading is, I feel ultimately you're moving towards success and more fulfillment in your life, and that's what you're seeking. But it's like personal fulfillment, and it has to do with your environment as well. It's like some of you could be changing the people around you or something like that. But pretty interesting. Again, you have it's like whatever you've been preparing for. It's almost like the Tower saying to me that things have not always kind of gone in your favor. So if you've been trying to, if you normally work on something and you hope that it goes a certain direction, I feel like it hasn't. It's like maybe your story is that things don't really ever go your way. But I feel like something is actually going to be successful for you after like a Tower moment that you've had probably like, April or something like that. But pretty weird. So thank you for being here, Leo, and definitely enjoy your month.